The Bhagavad Gita, 12th chapter, The Way and the Bhakta. Arjuna has been enjoined first to sink his separate personality in the calm impersonality of the one eternal and immutable self, a teaching which agreed with the current Vedantic view. But now he is asked to unite himself in all his being with the Godhead, manifest in the universe, seated as the Lord of works in the world, and in our hearts by his mighty world yoga. But what then of this immutable who never manifests, never puts on any form, stands back and apart from all action, enters into no relation with the universe or with anything in it, is eternally silent and one and impersonal and immobile? To this question Krishna replies with an emphatic decisiveness. The supreme faith is that which sees God in all, and to its eye the manifestation and the non-manifestation are one Godhead. He is Purushottama, Parameshvara, Paramatman, and in all these equal aspects the same single and eternal Godhead. It is an awakening to this integral reconciling knowledge that is the wide gate to the utter release of the soul and an unimaginable perfection of the nature. Those who seek after the indefinable, unmanifest, immutable are not mistaken in their aim, but they follow a more difficult and less complete and perfect path. The immutable offers no hold to the mind. It can only be gained by a motionless spiritual impersonality and silence, and those who follow after it alone have to restrain altogether and even draw in completely the action of the mind and senses. The living way of the Gita, on the contrary, finds out the most intense upward trend of all our being, and by turning it Godwards uses knowledge, will, feeling, and the instinct for perfection as so many puissant wings of a mounting liberation. Abhyasa, practice of a method, repetition of an effort and experience, is a great and powerful thing. But better than this is knowledge, the successful and luminous turning of the thought to the truth behind things. This thought, knowledge, too, is excelled by a silent, complete concentration on the truth, so that the consciousness shall eventually live in it and be always one with it. But more powerful still is the giving up of the fruit of one's works, because that immediately destroys all causes of disturbance and brings and preserves automatically an inner calm and peace. And calm and peace are the foundation on which all else becomes perfect and secure in possession by the tranquil spirit.
Arjuna uvacha evam satatayuktaye bhaktasvam paryupasate ye chapyaksharam avyaktam tesham ke yoga vittamah. Shri Bhagavan uvacha mayyaveshya mano ye man nityayukta upasate Shraddhaya parayopetaste me yuktatama mataha ye tvaksharam manirdeshya mavyaktam paryupasate sarvatra gamachintyancha kutastamachalam dhruvam sanyamyendriyagramam sarvatra samabuddhayah te prapnuvanti mameva sarvabhutahite rataah kleshodhikatarastesha mavyakta sattachetasam avyakta hi gatirdukkhan dehavadbhiravapyate ye tu sarvani karmani मयि सन्न्यस्य मत्पराः अनन्येनैव योगेन मां ध्यायन्त उपासते तेषामहं समुद्धर्ता मृत्युसंसारसागरात् भवामि न चिरात् पार्थो मय्यावेशितचेतसां मय्येव मन आधत्स्व मयि बुद्धिं निवेशय निवसिष्यसि मय्येव अत ऊर्ध्वन् संशयः अथ चित्तं समाधातुं न शक्नोषि मयि स्थिरम् अभ्यासयोगेन ततो मामिच्छाप्तुं धनञ्जय अभ्यासेऽप्यसमर्थोऽसि मत्कर्म परमो भव मदर्थमपि कर्माणि कुर्वन् सिद्धिमवाप्स्यसि अथैतदप्यशक्तोऽसि कर्तुं मद्योगमाश्रितः सर्वकर्मफलत्यागं ततः कुरु यतात्मवान् श्रेयो हि ज्ञानमभ्यासात् ज्ञानाध्यानं विशिष्यते ध्यानात् कर्मफलत्यागस्त्यागात् शान्तिरनन्तरम् अद्वेष्टा सर्वभूतानां मैत्रः करुण एव च निर्ममो निरहङ्कारः समदुःखसुखः क्षमी सन्तुष्टः सततं योगी यतात्मा दृढनिश्चयः मय्यर्पितमनो बुद्धिर्यो मद्भक्तः स मे प्रियः यस्मान्नो द्विजते लोको लोकान्नो द्विजते च यः हर्षामर्षभयोद्वेगैर्मुक्तो यः स च मे प्रियः अनपेक्षः शुचिर्दक्ष उदासीनो गतव्यथः सर्वारम्भपरित्यागी यो मद्भक्तः स मे प्रियः यो न हृष्यति न द्वेष्टि न शोचति न काङ्क्षति शुभाशुभपरित्यागी भक्तिमान् यः स मे प्रियः समशत्रौ च मित्रे च तथा मानापमानयोः शीतोष्णसुखदुःखेषु समसङ्गविवर्जितः तुल्यनिन्दास्तुतिर्मौनी सन्तुष्टो येन केनचित् अनिकेतस्थिरमतिर्भक्तिमान् मे प्रियो नरः ये तु धर्म्यामृतमिदं यथोक्तं पर्युपासते श्रद्धाना मत्परमा भक्तास्तेतीव मे प्रियाः ओम इति श्रीमद्भगवद्गीतासूपनिषत्सु ब्रह्मविद्यायां योगशास्त्रे श्रीकृष्णार्जुनसंवादे भक्त्यो नाम द्वादशोऽध्यायः। श्रीकृष्णार्पणमस्तु। हरये नमः। हरये नमः। हरये नमः।
The way and the bhakta. Arjuna said, those devotees who thus by a constant union seek after thee, and those who seek after the unmanifest immutable, which of these have the greater knowledge of yoga? The blessed Lord said, those who found their mind in me, and by constant union, possessed of a supreme faith, seek after me, I hold to be the most perfectly in union of yoga. But those who seek after the indefinable, unmanifest, immutable, omnipresent, unthinkable, self-poised, immobile, constant, they also, by restraining their senses, by the equality of their understanding, and by their seeing of oneself in all things, and by their tranquil benignity of silent will for the good of all existences, arrive to me. The difficulty of those who devote themselves to the search of the unmanifest Brahman is greater. It is a thing to which embodied souls can only arrive by a constant mortification, a suffering of all the repressed members, a stern difficulty and anguish of the nature. But those who, giving up all their actions to me, and wholly devoted to me, worship meditating on me with an unswerving yoga, those who fix on me all their consciousness, O Partha, Speedily I deliver them out of the sea of death-bound existence. On me repose all thy mind, and lodge all thy understanding on me. Doubt not that thou shalt dwell in me above this mortal existence. And if thou art not able to keep the consciousness fixed steadily in me, then by the yoga of practice seek after me, O Dhananjaya. If thou art unable even to seek by practice, then be it thy supreme aim to do my work. Doing all actions for my sake, thou shalt attain perfection. But if even this constant remembering of me and lifting up your works to me is felt beyond your power, then renounce all fruit of action with the self controlled. Better indeed is knowledge than practice. Than knowledge, meditation is better. Than meditation, renunciation of the fruit of action. On renunciation follows peace. He who has no egoism, no I-ness and my-ness, who has friendship and pity for all beings and hate for no living thing, who has a tranquil equality to pleasure and pain, and is patient and forgiving, he who has a desireless content, the steadfast control of self, and the firm, unshakable will and resolution of the yogin, and a love and devotion which gives up the whole mind and reason to me, he is dear to me. He by whom the world is not afflicted or troubled, who also is not afflicted or troubled by the world, who is freed from the troubled, agitated lower nature, and from its waves of joy and fear and anxiety and resentment. He is dear to me. He who desires nothing, is pure, skillful in all actions, indifferent to whatever comes, not pained or afflicted by any result or happening, who has given up all initiative of action. He, my devotee, is dear to me. He who neither desires the pleasant and rejoices at its touch, nor abhors the unpleasant and sorrows at its touch, who has abolished the distinction between fortunate and unfortunate happenings, because his devotion receives all things equally as good from the hands of his eternal lover and master. He is dear to me, equal to friend and enemy, equal to honor and insult, pleasure and pain, praise and blame, grief and happiness, heat and cold, to all that troubles with opposite affections the normal nature, silent, content, and well satisfied with anything and everything, not attached to person or thing, place or home, firm in mind because it is constantly seated in the highest self and fixed forever on the one divine object of his love and adoration. That man is dear to me. But exceedingly dear to me are those devotees who make me, the Purushottama, their one supreme aim, and follow out with a perfect faith and exactitude the immortalizing Dharma described in this teaching. Thus ends the 12th chapter of Bhakti Yoga from the Bhagavad Gita Upanishad, stating the knowledge of Brahman and the science of yoga through the conversation of Sri Krishna and Arjuna. Om, peace, peace, peace.